right, hello everybody. We'll give it a second for everybody to come on in. Hello, Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome. Thanks for popping in, everybody. We made it another week, another 3 episodes. This is number, I think it's number 34 or 35 of cooking dinner for everybody. So that's awesome. We'll say hi to everybody tonight. Before we start though, I'll say hi to everybody, but we are going to cook a frittata tonight. Pretty awesome. Good way to use up some of the stuff in the fridge. But let's see who's here. Wow. We've got, so Stephanie's here, Nadia's here, Lucia's here, Stella's here, Freddie's here. Hey, Freddie. Susan's here. Hello. Mike is here. And I guess, Stephanie, that's too good. And Freddie. So welcome everybody. Great. Frittata is, I've been talking, I think I talked about this before, but it's such an easy dinner. And it's a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, really. You could use it for, it's great for dinner because it's a good way to use up what's kind of left over in your fridge from the week. Perfect leftover making dish. Also too, it's super easy for like a Friday. So if you get home, you can whip this thing up in basically no time. So frittata is think of it like it's kind of between a quiche and an omelet. It's in a pan, but there's no crust like a quiche, so just egg like an omelet. So it's kind of in the middle of them both. So we'll show you how we do it. We're going to use up, we've got a few things kind of left over from in the fridges still. We're going to put in here a red. Now you can put the filling for frittata. You can put almost anything that you can think of. We're going to do a vegetarian one and use up some of the vegetables in the fridge. We've got a red pepper. I've got a red onion. You could use any kind of onion. And then also we got some salad. It's a great way to use up some of that salad mix. So we got some spinach we're going to use. And then I've also got some broccoli, little bits of broccoli I'm going to put in there left over as well. And that's it. But also too, there's some garlic. We'll put fresh garlic chopped in there. And 8 eggs in this batch. So let's get chopping, and we'll get everything kind of ready. So what we're going to do is get everything kind of chopped up, ready to go, and then we'll get it fired into the skillet. All right. So let's get rid of this. We'll get rid of this, and here we go. Susan made the soup. So the Thai soup, yeah, we just had the leftover for that yesterday, Susan, for lunch. It was really good. That was really, really good. I think the batch I made, though, Susan, was I put a little too much sugar into it, a little bit sweet for my taste, but I would definitely make it again. I have to still find lemongrass, though. I haven't found that yet. All right, let's get the other camera on here so you can see what I'm actually, there we go, what I'm actually going to be chopping up here. So we'll get everything ready to go. I've got the oven already. We're gonna start this in the skillet, but we're gonna finish it into the oven, and I've got the oven already heating up to 350, already hot. So diced onion. You could use, this is red onion. You could use a white onion. You could use yellow onion. Up to you. You could use even green onions would be nice for this one. The thing with frittata is they're not. You don't have to be super picky. You kind of put whatever toppings you want. If you had leftover, if you were doing like say a breakfast one, and you wanted to have some sausage in there, you could do some sliced up chorizo in it. If you had if you had some leftover something from the night before, you could have, like, if you had some chicken left over, you could definitely add some chicken to this. It's perfect for leftover stuff. Even if you had like a leftover bits of if you had a little piece of steak left over, something like that, you could chop that up in here as well. Sky is the limit, but it's great with veggies. And you can also, we'll be putting a little bit of cheese on top. We've got some Parmesan cheese, and you could also put, if you had some other different type of cheese on top at the end. It's not to worry. So peppers next. We got the onions diced up. And Mike says, yeah, so measure. Well, for soup, Mike, soup you don't really have to measure. I don't know. Baking, we said before, you definitely have to measure when you're baking, Mike, but not so much cooking. I could have, if something like, say, a soup, if you're making the broth, Mike, ahead of time like that, or like when you're making it and you taste it and it comes out a little bit of one flavor, like sweetness like that. What I could have done is put a bit more like broth, the stock in it, or a little bit of water to kind of thin it out, the sweetness. But it was just kind of after the fact when it was more so when I reheated it that I noticed it was kind of sweet. So maybe just as it sat, it just seemed to get a bit more sweeter as the flavors kind of sat there in the soup. So there's that. We'll cut those up. Let's heat up this cast iron pan. You do want to use a skillet, fairly thick one, because we're going to put all the ingredients all in the one pan. And you also want to make sure that you can, with a frittata, because we're finishing it in the oven, you want to make sure that the handle, it's not a plastic handled frying pan, because you were going to put it in the oven. You don't want it to burn and melt. So just to be aware of that. And Christine is here. Welcome. Watch later. Yeah, Christine, I think you have friends on the patio. Go enjoy the patio. And for people that are watching, Christine does have her live. Go, if you check out her channel after, she's got she does trivia on Saturdays. So she'll be doing the trivia. It's 80s music trivia tomorrow. So you can check out that. And for Jason, he's watching the stream and he's in the chat, or he was in the chat saying hi. So he's probably listening. Stephanie, probably say hi that way. We went for a walk to the park, so we're all tired today. But it was good. So we're gonna heat this up, medium heat. What's everybody else having for their dinners tonight? I don't think I didn't ask that yet. We'll peel the garlic here. Couple of cloves of garlic. I can tell that the weather is nicer out and not as many people on the live stream. So that's sometimes a good thing. Everybody's getting outside and enjoying themselves. Doesn't have to necessarily be here watching me cook dinner. So that's always good. So Nadia is having tandoori. That sounds really good. Tandoori chicken and salad. Tasty, tasty. Mike's that's no good. That's ice cream for dinner. I don't know about that, Mike. You should be cooking proper dinner. And pot roast from Instant Pot, mashed potatoes with garlic fried green beans. That sounds really good as well, Stephanie. Perfect. So onions into the skillet. You do want to cook all. If you're putting ingredients into a frittata, you don't want to put raw ingredients. We want to cook them first in the pan. This is going to need just a little touch of oil. So we'll sweat off the onions. Like so. And oh, see? Look what you've done here, Mike. Lucia wants ice cream for dinner now. Maybe for dessert, if you eat all your dinner. Omelet's a good dinner. There you go. So kind of like a frittata, Freddie. You're close. If Dave should be following along, and we're cooking a frittata next time. Next time. We'll season this up. A little cracked pepper. That sounds good. Tammy's having, ribs, baby potatoes, grilled. Everybody's having these nice summer meals. It's great. Sounds good. And then Jason, so he's listening. So he was chopping away. I'm trying to convince Jason to make. We'll get him on, whether we do it live or maybe we'll film one. But he's got a really good recipe for making hummus. So his hummus is really, really good. So we'll get him to make. I'll get him to make hummus, and we'll film it and get it on the channel for sure. For sure. Okay, that's sauteing nicely. We're gonna add the spinach on top and the broccoli. The broccoli is already cooked. It was actually from the frozen, so I defrosted it and then just drained as much of the water off as possible. It's going to look like a lot in here right now, but this spinach is really going to go down to almost nothing. So it looks like it's overflowing, but it's really not. Once the spinach gets cooked, it'll all break down, shrink. And we'll get the garlic in there. There we go. Now we'll get the eggs. Get the eggs ready. And Lucia, there we go. Lucia likes hummus, so you'll have to make sure you tune in for that. Oh, rain for the weekend. Rain in the Lower Mainland. That's no good. Okay, let's get the eggs ready. This recipe, we're going to use 8 eggs, but you could adjust this accordingly. This is going to fill up this night. This is a fairly big skillet. So if you're cooking a smaller one or just for a little bit less, you can by all means use less. There we go. 8 eggs. Now, we just want to mix. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully, you can see. There we go. For the eggs, we don't want to whisk them too much. Just enough to combine the yolks and the whites. Don't whisk too much air into it for a frittata, because what will happen as it's cooking in the oven, the air will really, it's going to puff up anyways a little bit, but the air will really make it puff up. But what happens as soon as you take it out, it's going to go really flat, and then it's just is like a solid kind of really solid. So you don't want to over whisk the eggs. Okay. Now, normally in a recipe, it calls for about half a cup of cream. You could also use milk, but what I found works. What tastes really good and kind of adds a bit of some extra creaminess to it is using the Greek yogurt instead of cream. So what we're going to add is about 1/4 cup of the yogurt, and we'll stir that in with the eggs. It's going to give it a nice. It gives it a nice taste as well. So we're just stirring that in. You almost don't want to. You don't necessarily have to even get it fully combined, because it's gonna kind of melt and cook and get all nice in there. There we go. We'll just let that sit until the vegetables are done, which they're almost. So you can see now with the spinach, it's really really shrunk down. There we go. That in the fridge. All right. So we've got our egg and yogurt mixture, vegetables sauteed. Now we can we're going to add basically the egg to the skillet. Works best with the spatula. So we're not going to cook it. If we cook it too much like this, it's going to turn into scrambled eggs, right? So we just want to basically stir it in, just so it gets combined, and the egg mixture gets kind of incorporated with all the vegetables. Like so. And I like to put a little bit more of the seasoning on top. I've got some chopped. These are just kind of dried, a little bit of dried herbs we're going to put on top, like so. And that is basically all we're going to stir it. Smells good. There we go. And now into the preheated oven for, it's going to take roughly 15 to 20 minutes. And that's it. That's it. That's dinner done. Now we just have to wait. And there we go. So that's a frittata. That's how easy it is. And Pam was out scootering, summertime. There we go. And yeah, so it looked pretty good. Smelled good. Smelled good. So a couple of, I mean, frittata, the sky is the limit with what you could put in there. Definitely give it a try. Try it out as well for breakfast. Easy to make for breakfast, especially if you have a group of people coming over for brunch. I mean, that took what? No time. 15 minutes and it's in the oven and we're kind of done. If we're serving this for dinner or for breakfast, you could serve it if you're not having any kind of meat or anything in the frittata. You could add the sausage to it as well. But if you didn't, you could have a vegetarian frittata, and then on the side do your hash brown potatoes on the side. It would be perfect. If you wanted a couple of pieces of bacon or something like that on the side too, you could have that. For dinner, we're not going to have it with any salad or anything like that. We're just going to have it with the frittata. But it's nice with if you have a side. Mixed green salad is always really good with it, with a little bit of vinaigrette dressing. Nice, light, perfect kind of summer quick and easy meal, and go from there. Yeah. And no, you could definitely. It's tasty. If your kids or people don't really, kids especially, maybe don't like. They might like it comes out really neat. It's like, it's kind of like looks like a quiche. Tastes really good. And not just regular eggs, but kind of just as easy to do. So if anybody has any other questions about that, let me know. Or if anybody has any questions about cooking in general, let me know. Because we've got 15 minutes to chat here. I'm drinking water. What's everybody else having? I think Lucia, if she's still watching, Lucia, let us know if you'd try frittata. There we go. So I guess this is the time we could just tidy up, and then really, once the frittata's done, the dishes are almost done too. That's it. Pretty straightforward though. One pan, one bowl, a whisk, and a knife and a cutting board. That's it. Pretty simple. Lucia doesn't. Okay, hates eggs. Really? Maybe Lucia, you should try those cloud eggs we made on the channel. You might like those. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One bowl recipe. There we go. Vacation couple, welcome. Yeah, we're all about this channel definitely, but we're also here. We're all about as easy a dinner as possible for sure. Instant pot a lot is definitely the way to go for a lot of our dinner. We've been branching out though. You know, we used to do some really simple dinners, but actually what's kind of happened through the channel as well, which is good. I mean, I kind of started it off 35 episodes ago, back in March, cooking, showing people how to cook kind of simple stuff with what they had in the cupboards. And we're still doing that, but I think some of the recipes have kind of advanced a little bit with some of the things that we're doing and trying, which is pretty cool. So hopefully, I think some of the people, like I know we did, and I haven't done eggs. We did eggs Benedict, right? Perfect example, making a hollandaise at home. I haven't done that in 20 years. And I know Stephanie, she sent it on Facebook. So definitely kind of an little bit advanced cooking. It's a basic sauce, but a bit of a process to make that you don't necessarily think to make every day. So our channel, I'm advancing as well in terms of trying new things and doing different things. So it's kind of fun as well. Oh, Stephanie missed the gravy. Making gravy, and you missed the cooking portion. So, well, if you're just tuning in and other people tuning in, we made a vegetarian frittata. It's already in the oven. We made a frittata with can't even remember now. Holy cow! Broccoli, spinach, red peppers, and onion. We sautéed that off in a cast iron pan with a little bit of garlic, some seasoning, pepper. We stirred together and whisked together eight eggs with about a quarter of a cup of yogurt. Now we use the yogurt instead of a cream or milk, just for some different richness and kind of a nice taste. I like using yogurt with a frittata. It kind of makes it really kind of creamy in there. Added it to the skillet, stirred it around so it was all incorporated, and now it's in the oven. It's been in the oven for about only 5 minutes or so. It's at 365. I found my oven is a little bit low, so I've turned up the heat a little bit, but you could do it at 350 for about 20 minutes. And that's it. That's frittata. And Lucia likes chocolate eggs. Yeah. That's too funny. But it's good you made homemade gravy. That's good. Hopefully it was homemade, not from a package. And the best thing about the frittata is the cleanup is basically zero. So the one pot, one pan, and a bowl. So super easy. Good question. So egg white frittata, yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. It wouldn't taste as good. It would be. I mean, it's not going to be probably as fluffy and but yeah, you could do that. I think that would taste nice. Why not? Give it a try. If you don't like egg yolks, or you want the more, I guess not the cholesterol, right? The protein. Good question though. And that's good. Homemade gravy is the best. We haven't done roast. I guess we could do like Sunday roast. It's more winter. We'll wait till the winter to do Sunday roast dinner. We'll do like a pot roast or something like that in the pot, in the Instant Pot would be good. I don't think I've had roast. I haven't had roast beef in a long time. Roast beef and gravy in a long time. But good you're making it homemade. And Stephanie, I still have to do. I'll maybe get adventurous on the weekend. I think I mentioned this on Wednesday. I still haven't even put this. I have to do I'll maybe do a video on how to, with the mandolin here, to make those potato chips. I haven't even opened the box yet. It's been sitting here looking at me going, oh, I have to make those potato chips. So maybe at some point on the weekend, I'll fire up the camera and I'll do a snack, maybe a patio snack. We'll try and replicate your chips. So there we go. Let's put it on. Here. Tips for the best frittata. Has anybody ever had a frittata before, or has anybody eaten one at a restaurant or anywhere, or is it kind of new to people? They're pretty common. I've seen them a lot at resorts, like if we're going to like an all-inclusive resort. I've seen them before, and I've seen them before on the buffet. They'll make them and then cut them little nice wedges. And yeah, of course Nadia's had. They're Italian, so of course she's had a frittata. Oh, there we go. So Sorman, welcome. You've got a mandolin as well. There we go. I'm going to be making in the. Let me take off this so you can see it. We've got the air fryer, and I have a little challenge going with Stephanie, who's watching, to try and replicate her potato chips. We're going to be doing, well, it won't be totally the same because I'm going to be doing it without salt, but we're still going to make we're going to try and get them as close as we can. But so we need the mandolin to get the potatoes nice and thin. Yeah, you have to watch definitely you have to. I mean, there's a guard on this one, but you have to watch your fingers still because the blades are sharp. Especially if you're cutting something like a carrot, some of the harder vegetables to get it through. Sometimes you have to be careful with the mandolin. Very sharp. And Nadia's mom makes them. So stovetop, yeah, you could do them stovetop, but it just involves a bit. Well, it involves a bit more work because you do have to really watch it a lot more. But doing it in the oven is just super simple, and you can't really go wrong and burn it. Whereas if you're doing it on the stove, you got to be careful it doesn't burn on the bottom. And Lisa makes them. Awesome. What kind of frittata does she make, or does she just kind of do what we do and do the leftover thing with what's left over in the fridge? Kind of throw a frittata together. I think a mandolin is a musical instrument too. I don't know the connection, but maybe at one point the shape or something. Yeah. And yeah, if you've had a few drinks, you don't want to be using. You definitely don't want to be using a mandolin. No. And so Susan, I'm guessing you used the mandolin for the Thai soup recipe for some vegetables maybe, and then have a Band-Aid on your finger. They can, yeah, have to be careful. And the leftover, yeah, I think everybody. There we go. Everybody does the leftover frittata thing. I should have called the title the leftover frittata thing. I was gonna give this a check. Coming nicely. Takes a bit. I have to get a thermometer for the oven because it always seems to be lower than what the actual temperature says on the thing. And so scalloped potatoes, nice. Jason's been asking me to make scalloped potatoes for a month, like a long time now, Susan. So I'm actually going to make them one day on the show because we have them. Well, because we have the mandolin now, we just need to get a couple more ingredients for it to make it. But we'll do scallop. The scalloped potatoes are really good. And what's Susan drinking? No, sparkling water. Let's say, excuse me, sparkling water. And everything in the kitchen sink frittata. Great. Those are the best ones. And then Storman made. Oh, they're gonna. So Storman, yeah. So Storman does a food show on Mondays on his channel. So if you're looking for something on Monday, he does them, and he's making something with a mandolin as well. There we go. And Susan with Stone Cold Silver. A slice of, yeah, that's the Stephanie, that's the that was one of the things my mom used to always make. She would make it would be we'd have scalloped potatoes, with that tin. This is the tinned ham again. That tinned ham and cream corn. Grew up on that. Kind of traditional. I don't think the scalloped potatoes. My mom, she's probably watching. I'm gonna get in trouble again, but I think the scalloped potatoes are from a box. I don't think they were fresh. But we're gonna make fresh scalloped potatoes. Okay, that's still going. Probably another. I just checked it. Probably another 10 minutes. So it's gonna take a good 20 minutes. Fairly deep dish. So I want to make sure it's cooked all the way through to get for the frittata. When you'll know it's done, it will puff up a little bit, and it'll get a nice golden brown on top once everything is once everything cooks. Once you have a nice golden brown top, you can take it out of the oven, let it sit for a few minutes before cutting it, and we'll cut it open. We're gonna try it. We'll do all that stuff. And there's no shame in canned ham. No, it's different. I haven't had it since I was a kid. We used to have it with hot mustard. It would be the I forget the brand of it. It's like a powder, and then you make it into mustard. I think we actually have. I'm trying to think what the mustard brand. No, maybe we don't have any left. Can't remember the name of it. It's not French's. I don't think it's French's. Keen's mustard. It's like a powdered mustard powder that you mix with a little bit of water, and it's like super hot. It's like that super hot horseradish. That's good actually. So we'll figure something out to have with the scalloped potatoes. And then you can add, spice it up with some pineapple, brown sugar with cloves. We need to get you on the channel, Stephanie, to show us a ham dinner. Maybe one day. It's starting to smell good. Let's just tidy everything up. Do you, so for Storma, when you're watching, are you going to say what you're making yet? Or is it still, it's still a secret for Monday? If you're like me, you kind of decide you have an idea. Like I always kind of have a little bit of an idea, like the days that I have to do the show, I always have a little bit of an idea of things that I want to do. But what always happens with cooking, and the week goes on and there's some left, like ends up being like, you think of one thing to cook, and then the week goes along and you've made other dinners along the way, and all of a sudden you've got these, this is part of the reason for tonight's dinner, because it's just some stuff we had to use up. So it's, if you're like me in the show, sometimes it's like looking in my cupboards the morning going, okay, well, let's make this today. I would like to plan the whole week out, but sometimes it's hard because you change your mind with what you want to eat throughout the week, and you don't want to waste anything. You don't want to, I mean, if we have leftovers in the fridge, there's no point in doing a show if you make something with the leftovers. We don't want to have too much leftover food, because if we keep making everything from scratch all the time, we've got too much food in the fridge not getting eaten. So good way to kind of use stuff up. I should figure something out to do, like make something one, and then the next day, I'll figure out for next week. Like maybe on the Monday, I'll do a dish with something that I can use as like a part of it as a leftover to use on the Wednesday show. It's a challenge for me. We'll figure something out. Turn on the oven light. I think, well, let's see if you can see it. Let's see if I can lower that down. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Where's the light? There. You know what would work? Here, I can show you. So it's starting to puff up, but it's still got liquid, heavy. Need two hands for that. So you can kind of see starting to puff up, but there's still some liquid. There's still some like the liquid is still there. So it's going to need another probably 5-8 minutes. Here, let's put it down there. And maybe you can see that, but yeah, you can see that one a little bit better. There we go. There you go. So you won't be able to see my face, but you can watch it. Keep an eye on it so it's not, keep an eye on it so it's not burning. For in that pot or that skillet, Nadia, good question. There was 8. Oops, looks good. There was right there 8. We used 8 eggs for that one. 8 eggs and about a quarter of a cup. About a quarter of a cup of the Greek yogurt instead of milk or cream. And it is looking good. It smells good now I open the oven. And I think that was when I was lifting it. It's hot and heavy. Yeah, we got it. That's exactly it. I'm not used to that pan yet. It's cast iron. And it weighs a ton. And I just got it like this week. So still getting used to build up the muscle for lifting the pan. Because I have a feeling if you drop it, it's going to make a mark or smash the marble counter. And it's a new pan. New pan. Yeah. Partly got it too to use on the barbecue. We're gonna do in another dinner. We ordered groceries. I'm loving the online grocery ordering thing. Giant prawns for the barbecue, and we're gonna do them on this, like grill them with some. We're gonna grill them on the barbecue, but with the pan with garlic butter. Nice big prawns. So we're gonna do that. I need to get more propane though. So that will be a dinner in the future. And then we can just put that cast iron right onto the barbecue. That would be also good for roasting vegetables. Could roast them in that pan. So multi-use. So we'll give it a try. So trying to find, you'll see lots of recipes now for cast iron pans. It would have been Nadia. It would have been really good to have that cast iron pan for that skillet breakfast that we did. So maybe I have to do a remake. This is kind of a breakfast. This could be a breakfast too, but I'll have to do a skillet pan remake of that. Let me take a look. There, let's tilt it down so you can see. There we go. Nearly there. So while we're waiting, let's make sure that everybody. Well, I think everybody's subscribed, but again, like I always appreciate that everybody is here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It always helps the channel. Lets people know that it's a good stream. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Lots of waiting, not lots of cooking. Lots of waiting for this one, but that's okay. That's okay. And Nadia wants a remake, so we can do a remake breakfast. We'll maybe check it out. Maybe we'll do another remake. The breakfast ones are fun when it's a long weekend or a holiday. So maybe the next holiday we'll do the breakfast remake. Yeah, good idea. And do we put any condiments on when we eat it? No, I'm not a big condiment person, but you could. Little bit. We'll probably put a little bit of hot chili oil. I do have, so I'll probably drizzle a little bit of that on just so it's hot. You could put ketchup, but it would kind of sour cream. You probably don't need. You could do sour cream, but with the yogurt in there, Nadia, the plain yogurt, it's going to be kind of that. It's kind of got a bit of that taste, anyways. So you don't necessarily need sour cream on top. Catsup, but no ketchup. And I don't know. Pour a little in. Oh, poor little Instant Pot, lots of space to the air fryer. Yes, it did. So the air fryer's there. I use the Instant Pot though, Stephanie, every morning for my oatmeal. I'll either make if I make I either make like muesli, like oatmeal with cold with milk, put it in the fridge before I go to bed at night, and it's ready to go in the morning. I chop up a banana. If I forget to do that, I'll use the Instant Pot to make hot oatmeal. And so I'll have a hot oatmeal every or some form of oatmeal every day, but Instant Pot fair bit. And we made I didn't stream it though. I made a couple days ago rice with rice and beans for tacos, and I made rice and bean tacos one night, and then the next day I had the leftovers and I cooked up I had a little bit of cod to use up, so I made like fish tacos with cod. So the rice and beans I did in the Instant Pot. And Mike, I know, yeah, you would have ketchup on it. Ketchup would be good. And Terry would put ketchup, yeah. Ketchup's always good. HP, I don't know. I'm not an HP fan, but if you like it, then why not? You could. Salsa would be, you know, would be good. Would be salt, you know, salsa, something like that would be nice. I usually would have it if I have it for breakfast. The last time I had a frittata was at an all-inclusive in Mexico, and my thing for breakfast, I love the pico de gallo, and I have either an omelet with just cheese, and then I have the pico de gallo on top. But I also had it on the frittata, and they did kind of a like more. I mean, Mexican's kind of the wrong. More kind of like they just had like the frittata had onions and peppers in it. It was vegetarian, so it was like onions, peppers, and I think there was corn. So kind of like a Tex-Mex kind of frittata. And then I had that with the pico de gallo, the salsa, the fresh salsa on top, and also guacamole, which was good. So you could have, for this, you could have a nice, like maybe some chopped up or sliced avocado would be nice on top. And banana ketchup. I've never heard of banana ketchup. I'm gonna have to Google that to see what that is. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Is it maybe a little bit spicy? And yeah, I've never heard of banana ketchup. Might be good, banana ketchup. And HP sauce. HP sauce. It's more of like a British and Canadian thing. It's usually for like steaks. Like it's like a steak sauce, I guess, Stephanie, would be the best way to describe it. It's kind of like fermented vinegary, but it's like a brown. I don't know what the main ingredient of HP sauce is. I haven't had it in so long. I want to say someone would have to Google it, and maybe if Nadia likes HP, she'll know. I just can't remember. It's like a vinegar, but it's fairly thick. It's like thick like ketchup, but it's brown. Yeah, like an A1. Yeah, definitely. A1 would be the best. Yeah, it might have a different, like, just maybe a little bit different recipe, but probably similar. It'd be like saying Heinz ketchup versus French's ketchup. Probably kind of the same. And then so banana ketchup is sweet. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. I've never seen it in the stores here. Okay, we're talking. We should check this. Oh, it's almost. A few more minutes. Here, I can let you take a look. Coming. What I'll do here, I'll show it on the camera so you can kind of see, because then you might be able to see. You might be able to see kind of the coloring, so you kind of get an idea of how long it takes and when it's going to be ready. So we wanted a little bit more brown than that, but you can kind of see how it's puffed. It is puffed up a little bit, but we just want to make sure. I mean, it is kind of done. You can touch it. You can kind of see it's springy, but we want to get the color a little bit brown, more brown on top. So what we can do is change the oven to broil, and that will put the heat on the top to brown the top off. So, but with the broil, you got to really watch it. You don't want to ignore something on the broiler, because it will burn pretty fast. It gets pretty hot. So it's pretty close to the element on top. So we have to watch it. So there we go. It's good. A1 white vinegar, tomato puree, molasses. Molasses. That's the makes it dark. Yeah. And there it is. Yeah, almost done. It's puffed up. That's how you know. It will puff up to a little bit of a dome. I just want to watch the top. But I can get a plate ready. We'll have to let it sit for a couple minutes before we cut it, because we don't want it to really fall. You know, if you cut it too fast, it's got to sit and rest, so it can kind of rest down. And then when we cut it, it's not going to just collapse as much. Plus, the eggs will, as it cools off, right? It's like cutting it's like a cake out of the oven. You can't cut it right away, because it's gonna make a mess, and you won't be able to get the pieces out. You want to kind of let it cool. It gets a bit more solid, and then we can take it out like a little wedge. Ooh, it's coming. Oh, there we go. So, making a Roman vegetarian dish. Had a coworker that grew up in Rome that taught me the dish. Well, there we go. So, I'll be interested to see what that is. That sounds good. Something different. I don't know. Maybe Nadia, let us know in the chat if there's any common Roman vegetarian dishes that you know. Nadia's from Italy, but was born in Italy, but not in Rome. So it might be a regional thing. You never know. Let's check this. Oh, it's looking good. About a minute or two just to get the brown on top, and then we'll be ready. So next time, Stephanie, next time you're in the store, check and see if they have that sauce. HP. Probably not. I think it's because it's imported. I think it's imported from England. So you'd have to go to like a import store. The Queen. It's got one of those things like made by her, for Her Majesty the Queen on there. So. You know what else this would be good with? And I'm actually gonna make some. I'm gonna have a little piece of toast with this. That's what we'll have. That will be nice on the side to have with it. So I've got a little bit of, since we're using everything up, I've got literally 2 pieces of bread here left over. So we'll cook that and have that. And some bread. Yeah, so we'll have some bread. And then, so Stormer's meat, but vegetarian dish. Yeah, I mostly cook veg. Well, no, we kind of do a mixture on the channel, Stormin, but we're trying to eat more vegetarian stuff. So that's why a lot of the dinners are vegetarian. Okay, it is ready. Look at that. Let's put this on so you can see. There we go. That looks pretty good. Sizzling. I don't know if you can hear it. Here. Sizzling. You can see it's ready. It's gotten firm. I'll make the toast, and then we'll get it on. That should give it enough time. Once the toast is ready, we'll get it onto a plate, and we'll do a little taste test. This is a little bit of smoked paprika. that is nice on eggs. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on top, just for some flavor. There we go. And good question. Cast iron pans, yes. If it's cast iron, Susan, yes, they can go in the oven. You have to be careful though. Just make sure that their handle, like I know there's some cast iron pans that might have a wood handle, like a connected handle. Make sure the whole pan is cast iron, because if the handles is wood or plastic, it's going to melt in the oven and not work, or the wood is going to catch fire. This one came with like a rubber. This is the handle cover, and I've just taken that off. Once it's out of the oven, you could put it back on, but it's just kind of more hassle than it's worth. So I've just left it off. So make sure if you're getting a cast iron pan, make sure that it's all cast iron, or any. I mean, you could use any pan, Susan, for this. If you had a regular skillet. My frying pan's put away, but if you had a regular frying pan, as long as the handles and everything can go in the oven, you can use any pan. Oh, and my mom's here. Hi, Mom. Everybody say hi to my mom. And yeah, so definitely versatile. The cast iron pans take a little bit more care, because you can't. You don't want to put them through the dishwasher. So if you're washing them, you want to wash them by hand. When you're finished washing them, you want to make sure that they're really dried off. Because if they stay wet for too long, it's iron. It's going to rust. So you can scrub that part off and re-season it all, but it takes a bit more care just to make sure you do it all the same night. Wash everything. What I do after I've washed it, I'll dry it with a towel as best I can, and then put it back into. If I have the oven heated up, I will put it back in the oven to dry it out, or just on the skillet to make sure all the water dries, and then wipe with a little bit of oil, a little bit of vegetable oil to re-season, to keep the seasoning up. But good question. Okay, toast is ready. This is ready. You can kind of see it's kind of dropped a little bit. That's okay. But we'll get it on a plate, and then we'll give it a try. Smells good. Looks good. I just need to get my spatula. All right. There we go. So we'll have that. Let's get my toast. Oh, I got rid of the cutting board. Let's cut my piece of toast. So some toast. Let's give this vegetarian frittata a try. So it looks pretty good. I have to say so. And eggs. What does they say here? So drove 2 hours to spend $6 of gas to buy farm fresh eggs for $6. Ended up being same. Yeah, exactly. I just buy the eggs, regular eggs at the store. It's too funny, and looks yummy. I should have had a salad. I know, Susan, you always say salad, but there's spinach inside, so that would and Nadia would eat that. So there we go. So the spinach inside, so that counts our salad. There we go. Perfect. Just a simple veggie frittata. Tastes good. Got onions, broccoli. I got to put a little bit of chili on there to get a bit of spice, but other than that, it tastes good. It's really hot, but this will be perfect. So not for 2 people. We'll probably eat half tonight. Take the rest out of the pan, keep it into the fridge, and then we can just heat that up tomorrow for breakfast. Perfect. And crisp lettuce tomatoes. Yeah, there you go. So that would be great. Sit on the patio with a little salad. It would be nice if you put a little bit. If you had some cheese you wanted to go on there, you could grate a little bit of cheese. Would be nice. You could do Parmesan cheese at the last minute. Melt a little bit, sprinkle some Parmesan like we have here. We do have a little bit, so you could do. This is kind of the leftover stuff from the pastas, but you could sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. Melt on there would be nice. If you had a salad, like even maybe like a Greek salad, something like that would be good. Feta cheese, some nice fresh Greek salad would be nice. Simple, easy dinner. So there we go. Looks delish. It is delish. We're coming up onto an hour, so we did it in an hour. That's what we always try and do. Have dinner ready, start to finish within an hour. This one obviously super easy. The prep was 15 minutes. It's in the oven. It's a lot of waiting. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for asking your questions. If there's anything that you want to see me cook, by all means, make sure you do leave a comment in the video. Come back to the video and outside the chat sometimes. If you think of something, send me a message on Facebook or come back to the video and say, hey, can you cook something this next time? That way I can see it and make sure we can plan a meal. So again, thanks everybody for joining me. It's Friday. Enjoy your Friday. Hopefully it stays sunny enough for everybody to get out on the patio or at least enjoy themselves on the weekend. I appreciate you coming by. Don't forget to check out Christine's trivia tomorrow on Saturday if you're watching this, and my next stream will be on Monday. We do live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And that's it. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to wash your hands. Have a great weekend. I'm going to eat now. I'll get Jason. Tell him it's ready. Thanks, everybody.